If you have young children in the room, I would suggest you ask them to leave because I'm going to cuss just a little bit. Okay, so today I thought I'd talk to you about my book buying habits and what I've discovered by analyzing the numbers, crunching the numbers from the last 2 months. And I am about to embarrass the shit out of myself. So put on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Hey BookTube, it's Kim at Middle of the Book March. And like I said in my intro, I kind of did a short analysis of 2022 so far, 2 months. But now that February is over, I kind of was curious because I've been getting book after book after book and I've been buying things all over the place. And I thought I'm going to take a look at my book buying for the last couple of months as far as quantity and finances and numbers. So, and I'm a transparent person. I don't really keep anything secret. I have privacy, but I don't really keep anything secret. Don't have the time or energy to do that. So I thought I would lay it all out for you to hear what I've discovered about myself from the past 2 months buying history. I went back and downloaded my bank account and I went through all of the entries and I deleted everything that was obvious to me was not a book purchase. So these numbers are as accurate as I could get them, but there may be, I'm going to give it a plus or minus $50 on the total number I'm going to share with you. So my book buying, I usually buy a lot of books, but I always try to buy books at bargain prices, and I have so many sources that I've talked about. There are used bookstores near me. There's bargain bookstores near me. There's a large bookstore that we take a road trip to that has a giant bargain section. I love buying used books and I buy a lot of them online. It's rare that I buy brand new books, and I did in the last few months only because I received 2 bonuses at work this year already. And so I had quite a bit of extra disposable income. That's not always the case. And when I share this number with you, I was shocked because I would normally not spend this much in 2 months of book purchasing. And the other thing I've been doing is I've been getting rid of a lot of books. If I read a book and I think it's okay, I know I'm never going to reread it, I'll usually give it away. Especially if I read a book and don't like it, that will be gone automatically. So I give a lot of books away. I trade in a lot of books. I unhaul a lot of books. And another thing that I've noticed is in my time on BookTube, my reading taste has drastically changed. Maybe not changed is the right word, but it's evolved and it's grown. And so I look at a lot of books that I may have had on my shelves for a really long time, and I simply have no interest. So a lot of times I will sell them, trade them in, donate them, and we'll go from there. So I freed up quite a bit of space on my shelves. And that's my excuse to buy more. So here's what I did. I downloaded January and February of my bank account. And I have a little Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to share with you how much I spent in the last 2 months, and I'm going to break it out into where I spent it and how many books I bought. So, are you ready for this embarrassment? In the last 2 months, 2022 so far, I spent a grand total of $494.26. That's for 2 months of book buying. And how many books did I get? Well, the total number of books, give or take 5, plus or minus 5, was 60 books. So in my math, which I hope is correct, it's an average of $8.50-ish per book for the books that I bought. And I think it also worked out to $5.50, $5.60 per day that I spent on books. That number kind of embarrassed me a little bit because I'm not reading every single one of these books when I receive them. These are a ton of books that I haven't read. and they're on a shelf, but I've really wanted them. And I knew that these were going to be books that I will keep only if they're backlist books or classics. Those are the ones I know. Those are keepers. I probably won't ever unhaul them. The other ones that don't fit into those categories, I'm pretty sure I'm really going to love them. And some other ones, I did include my digital books. So I have a lot. I have at least 12 lines of digital books. And so out of that grand total number of 60 books that I purchased, 12 of them are ebooks. And right away, all of my BookTube Prize books that I'm reading this round were ebooks. They were all translated fiction, and I couldn't get hard copies and blah, 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 you know. So those are my numbers for 2022. Am I embarrassed? A little bit. I can't believe I spent that much, but I got disposable income that I wasn't expecting. And so, yeah, I spent, a little bit more, well, maybe more than a little bit more than I would normally spend on books. But I got great deals, and this is what I love to do. I'm not typically a shopper. I actually hate to shop. I buy clothes when necessary. I don't buy a lot of stuff. I buy a lot of stuff for my home. I buy stuff that we need. Once in a while, I'll buy something fun that's not clothes, but I am not a hobby shopper, nor do I even enjoy shopping. I don't even like grocery shopping, even though I have to do it. And I don't really know a lot of people that love to go grocery shopping. So that's the damage I've done in the last 2 months. I'm going to break it out at this point. So I spent, out of the total of $494.26, I spent $122.25 at Library of America. And I ended up buying 7 books from that money. I spent $63.52 at Book Outlet, and I bought 12 books. That's my one open order that I have hanging out in the cloud somewhere. And that's my last order that I'm going to place with Book Outlet for a little while. And I'll explain why in a minute. But once I get that order in, I will show you that in a Book Outlet book haul. But that will probably be my last Book Outlet order for a while. Their site has changed, the website has changed, but I'm also noticing, very similarly to Book of the Month Club, which I talked about in my last video, the selections have changed to the point where I'm not finding a lot, and I have to weed through a lot of book entries to find kind of those gems that I really want to buy that. And the other thing with Book Outlet is I am pretty cheap, and if I can't buy $35 worth of books to get free shipping is only $5. But if it's only 1 or 2 books that I want, I typically won't buy them because I don't want to shell out another $5 for shipping. So yeah, it's a weird, I don't know, frenzy of cheapness or thriftiness. Okay, so let's move on. I bought 7 books from Thrift Books, and I spent $40.64. That's a pretty good average. I bought 3 books from bookshop.org, and I spent $56.24. Now, here's where I may get embarrassed. I spent $211.91 purchasing 19 books from Amazon. And I know many of you are rolling your eyes. I do get my ebooks as Kindle books from Amazon. And so, let's see, out of 19 books, I bought 12 ebooks. And those were all Kindle deals, with the exception of my BookTube Prize books. And none of them, I think, were more than $8 or $9 a piece. So from 19 books that I bought from Amazon, 7 of them were physical books. So, yeah, grand total of $494.26. What am I bothering to analyze this for? I'm analyzing it because I honestly don't want to spend that much. And going forward, I'm not going to be coming into these bonus checks again. Well, maybe in another quarter, hopefully. But I don't really want to spend that much on books. I have a substantial home library. I have plenty to read, and I don't need to buy anymore. I want to be extremely picky about the books that I buy. And over my, 3 years of watching BookTube and 2 years of participating in content creation, I was buying books. If I saw bargain books that with a cover that I recognized from BookTube or from a booktuber who I trusted, I would buy it. And often I wasn't even paying that much attention to the content or to the story. And I have put it on a shelf and I've either read it and I'm like, why did I bother? I should have known I wasn't going to like that book. Or it's still sitting on my shelf and I look at it and I'm not that excited to pick it up. So that's another really good lesson I've learned about myself. In the past year or two of buying Frenzy, I've realized I've bought some books that I'm not gravitating towards. And when I see the spines on my shelves, they don't excite me. They don't interest me. And I'm realizing I want to be far more discriminating than that. And I know for a fact that that will save me money. So, yeah, and I think when a person has too many books, when it's basically just a matter of I'm just going to keep collecting and I'm going to pick up whatever, and I'm just going to, if I go bargain shopping and I see 10 books that, maybe I'll like that one, or, I saw that on BookTube, I'll pick that one up. I'm not going to do that anymore, and I did a lot of it. One of the things that I used to tell myself, especially when I went to library sales, was if a book was 50 cents or $1, yeah, why not? I'll try it and I'll buy it. And a lot of those books are still languishing because I'm not really excited about. I don't want to pick them up. So what am I going to do with those? I will probably donate them. I have several sources of trade-ins and donations and that type of thing. So this is what this all analysis has taught me. I'm going to be more discriminating. I'm going to use other sources far more extensively than Amazon. For my own preferences and my own peace of mind, I don't want to buy that many books from Amazon. I will continue to buy Kindle deals, and we'll go from there. I love using Library of America. I think is one of my favorite sources for new books and for collectible books and classics. Thrift books I love. I have been buying from them for years. The irony is I first found them through a used book sale on Amazon. Bookshop.org is excellent for buying from independent bookshops. They ship it to you. I've frequented several of my local bookstores in New Hampshire with bookshop.org, and I love it. And there are several other used websites that I use that I love. Discover Books is excellent because not one book I've ever ordered from them is damaged or old or kind of in rough shape. The conditions they list are very accurate. I've bought from Better World Books, and I've also bought from World of Books, all which sell used books. And I've been extremely happy with all of them. I've had a couple of bad experiences, but each website has made it right. So that's my analysis of my book buying for 2022, the only 2 months. And very quickly, I have 3 books that I've received in the last week that I'm going to show you. And the only other book haul I probably will have for a while is my book outlet order that should be here next week. So that's probably when I'll come on and show you those. This one is a novel from Roxane Gay, and it is An Untamed State. I bought this used online, and for me, this is a score because it's a paperback with French flaps and deckled edges, and it's in excellent condition. This is a book, let's see, Mireille Duval Jameson is living a fairy tale, the strong-willed youngest daughter of one of Heidi's richest sons. She has an adoring husband, a precocious infant son, and by all appearances, a perfect life. The fairy tale ends one day when Mireille is kidnapped in broad daylight, by a gang of heavily armed men in front of her father's Port-au-Prince estate, held captive by a man who calls himself the commander. Mary waits for her father to pay her ransom. As her father's standoff with her kidnappers stretches out into days, Mary must endure the torments of a man who resents everything she represents. Really looking forward to this. I think a good friend of mine just finished this and gave it glowing reviews. The other two are Library of America books, and I'm blaming Heidi for these purchases because she and Britta read some Rachel Carson books recently. This one is the Sea Trilogy, Under the Sea Wind, The Sea Around Us, and The Edge of the Sea. And I love this dust jacket. And this is a Library of America edition, so it is the standard Library of America cloth-bound hardcover. But I absolutely love the picture. I love that I have all three of these novels in one volume. And I got this one. This is Silent Spring and Other Writings About the Environment. Again, lovely photo on the cover. And it's actually the same color. It's that tan brown color Library of America book. I really appreciate this company. Library of America is a non-profit publishing company, and they put out exceptionally well-made books of American classics and modern classics, and they have a whole paperback section. They've got a lot of different types of books, fiction and nonfiction. Their website is great. I will leave a link to the website in the description box below. So that is that. That's all I have to talk about of my crazy, not so thrifty financial book buying habits. I may have embarrassed myself a little bit. I may have been a little too transparent, but let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about book buying, and if you've noticed a stinky pattern in your own life, and what you think about mine, and what do you think about my plans are going forward. And we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.